Hello, everybody, and welcome to your Taurus full moon. The Taurus full moon is on the 11th and 12th of November, just depending on where you live in this world. And it's right in alignment with the 1111 portal and activation that is also taking place. I meant to do a Taurus full moon reading for each individual sign, but the time has just gotten away from me. And honestly, this Taurus full moon is so in alignment with this 1111 portal that I realized that the 1111 portal video that I just did, as well as the weeklies I just uploaded, go so deep into this energy. So this reading is intended to be more of a supplement and adding on to those readings I've already done. If you haven't watched those previous readings, I'll put links in the description box below beneath the timestamps, because I'm also going to make this reading interactive, so whether you've watched the other readings or not, you can gain something from this reading, and also to personalize it a little bit more. So one other thing that I do want to point out about this Taurus full moon and the energy with this 1111 portal, especially for those of you who are very spiritual, consider yourself star seeds, and connect to the Pleiadian system. Taurus energy and Scorpio energy is associated with the Pleiades. You can do some research on that, do a little Google searching, dig deep, and, see what you can find about that. But there is a connection there. So for me, this Pleiadian energy has a lot to do with this 1111 activation. As we're in Scorpio season, we're having the Taurus full moon, they're on the opposite ends of the axis there. So we are in the season like the Pleiadian energy, and that's big part of this activation and portal of the 1111. So I just wanted to point that out for those of you who are very spiritual or connect as a star seed, because you guys are going to experience this energy just like the rest of us, but it goes a bit deeper to the core, and your consciousness is expanding, into higher planes. So it might be a bit of an intense time. This reading is intended to go from November 11th to December 11th. I'm going to start the reading out, pull a few cards for everybody, the energies that are taking place right now, and then I'm going to pull some cards to make it interactive and break it out into 3 separate readings. All right, so let's get right in, and there will be timestamps in the description box below, as well as the top pinned comment. So I'm going to pull 3 cards that are, focused on this Taurus full moon energy, manifestation, stability coming in, healing as well, and then, spiritual activation and consciousness expansion with this 1111 portal. Ooh, so 7th house, the partners, relationships, highly impacted with this energy. Next is Mars, which is, the energy of empowerment and force in this particular deck, the divine masculine energies coming through. And Mars is about to enter Scorpio. I don't remember the exact dates, but I think it may be around the 19th of November. But Mars is about to move into that Scorpio energy as well. We're in Scorpio season. That Pleiades connection comes back in. There's a lot of changes that are going to start happening within the divine masculine energy. You already see that, going on all over the world right now. And, now that Mars is going to also move into Scorpio, along with this Taurus full moon energy and the 1111 portal, major transformation to the divine masculine energy, and that is the solar plexus chakra inside each and every person. There's divine feminine and divine masculine inside each and every one of us. So we are all coming into a place of personal empowerment, setting boundaries, having a lot of bravery and courage and will and desire to reach for, goals, aspirations, achievements, speak our truth, stand our ground, really fight for the things that we believe in, everybody is receiving this upgrade, this activation, this empowerment in that space. Also, this being the divine masculine, a lot of males out there, you could be experiencing a deep transformation and like review of partnerships, relationships in your life. And this, it doesn't just include romance. This is all relationships and reestablishing yourself in each and every one where, you know, you don't feel empowered, reclaiming your personal power, and where you may be too overbearing, you know, scaling back and becoming a bit more empathetic. Okay. Also, you know, that's for divine masculine, but as well as everybody with that solar plexus chakra. So big time empowerment and transformation in the divine masculine energy. And now we have Yod, destiny. This is all part of the cosmic plan. Ooh, and that fell down. Yes, it's all part of the cosmic plan. So what must fall away and transform and change is part of the cosmic plan and out of our hands. You know, we are the players on the stage. We did not write the script, though we do have, you know, interaction and free will. We are playing a role on the stage for all the universe, right? And this Taurus full moon with this 11/11 energy, and then Mars moving into Scorpio very, very soon. We're all having a reassessment of our connections, our relationships, and, you know, finding our personal boundaries and empowerment. And I do feel it stronger in the males, but also in the females. I get a sense more where, you know, if you have felt very restricted, you don't have a voice, you're used, you're walked on, you feel discarded, anywhere where you are feeling oppressed, violated, weaker, you are gaining empowerment and strength and courage to really stand up and, you know, stand your ground and assert yourself, assert what is good and right for you, let your voice be heard. So each and every person is receiving this empowerment somehow, some way, and it has to do with relationships and connections and our interpersonal interactions, you know, with everybody in our life, whether really close connections or more at a distance connections. And the cosmic plan is in full motion right now. And you know, we always have free will and, you know, the multi-universes, all of that. I get it. But the way I'm feeling about this 11/11 portal and energy with this Taurus full moon is it's like there's this new frequency of energies being anchored down into like the earth plane. And, you know, Taurus is the earth energy. It's stable, it's solid, it's material. And that's going along with these new 11/11 energies coming into the earth plane. That Taurus energy anchors it in, makes it solid. It's part of the cosmic plan. Like that cannot be changed. And then the way each and every one of us receive those energies and interact with those energies, that's where it becomes, you know, more personal and free will choice. But this happening, it's the cosmic plan, and that cannot be changed. And we are all going to be infected, and it's about coming into personal power, especially in relationships of all kinds. So I'm going to extend this reading further, but I'm breaking it out into 3 different readings. I will leave timestamps for each one of those readings, but the way you decide which one of those readings is going to give you more information about your personal life is going to be based on these cards I'm drawing right here. So you go ahead and decide if this is the card that is leading you down the path to the rest of your reading, or if it is this one right here, card number 2, and lastly, card number 3. So timestamps are in the description box below, as well as the top pinned comment. I will obviously start with door 1. Hello. Card number 1, you felt it, it pulled you, it said this is your path, and this is the way to the rest of your reading. Let's take a look and see what it is. Fairy energy, and it says growth, expansion, a flowering. I love it. Oh, This is so perfect. You see that full moon right up there? Yes, there is growth coming in with this full moon energy and the 1111 portal energy. These new frequencies are like joining with your seeds that you've, sown in the past, energetic seeds of manifestations, different achievements and goals and things that you really desire for yourself, especially around relationships, as well as feeling empowered and strong within self. Now, this Taurus full moon, along with this 1111 energy, it's like the 1111 portal energy is fertilizing, activating, causing the seed to sprout, and the Taurus energy is like the energy that feeds it so it can grow and manifest and become solid and real. So that is your energy. That is what you are dealing with this Taurus full moon and 1111 activation. Oh, you are so blessed. Let's pull a house card here, and kind of branch off a bit more. We've established that it's about relationships and, setting boundaries and understanding our place and personal power and all of that. But we're going to break that off a bit more and, see what other area of your life that this energy is highly affecting. It's obviously affecting every area, but where it is impacting you the most. Okay. We have the fourth house. So this is your family. This is your home. This is your roots. This comes back to connections. So the connections for you guys has a lot to do with like soulmates, karmic connections, or people that you consider family, either blood family or just different people you've met in this life where you consider them family, even though you aren't blood related. Soulmate and karmic energy, because fourth house is all about the roots. This coming through tells me that you've been working on a lot of karma, at least through 2019, and you're coming to the end of that. You've learned a lot of lessons, you've balanced a lot of energy, and everything that you've been going through is really about like the divine feminine and divine masculine and learning the balance between those energies, the balance between your sacral chakra and your solar plexus chakra. That's what you've been working on, absolutely. And through that process, it is aligned you to different karmic contracts and relationships so that you can resolve and learn. And then you've also been aligned to different soulmates along the way, that bring you a sense of renewal and healing and upliftment and inspiration. So it's been like a mixed bag of both energies, but you've been working on, the soul lesson of that divine feminine, divine masculine, and the balance in between. And that might not seem like a big deal, but it is. It's I'm trying to really grasp this, the depth of it for you. Man, you know what? I'm going to pull some more cards. It will come in. I just know that you have resolved a lot of that, karma, and you've learned a lot of lessons, which is allowing you to expand and come into much more solid connections and also aligning with true soulmates. And, this is beginning to take place, but all the changing of this energy between November 11th and December 11th, but also these connections, these new soulmates, or the solidifying of existing soulmate connections really does play out through, 2020. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards here and see, what planetary influences are really strong for you, or different energies that are associated with this. We have Mars in Libra, and this is choice. So that Mars energy, that divine masculine, the healing, the balance, the expansion of that energy, there it is. And with Libra, being in Libra, I know that you have cleared a lot of karma, and it's time for you to experience relationships that are more equal, that are more honoring and respectful, where you can feel safe and vulnerable and really grow roots and have a strong, steady foundation, something that you can count on and rely on, and, not always kind of in the back of your mind worry, do you have my back? Are you going to be there for me if everything falls apart? These are different kind of connections that you're growing into, the awareness of the soulmate energy. And it may have been there always, but it's taking on a whole different meaning, growth, expansion, of flowering, going to the next level. And this Mars energy, super, super strong for you guys. But, you know, also being Mars with Libra, the karma and the way that you've encountered a lot of this energy has been heavy and hard, but you are like over the hardest part. You're through the worst. And 2020 is a different like energy for you, even if like the world is crazy and there's all this stuff going on. It's a different energy for you within yourself, within your spirit. You're being feeling more at home in your body, the desire to grow roots and establish really strong connections, and you're ready. You're so matured emotionally through all of this, you know, karmic relationship and lessons. Now we have Jupiter in Sagittarius, and this is principle. Jupiter is actually getting ready to move into Capricorn. So with this showing up, it's, you know, Jupiter is currently in Sagittarius, and for you guys being a part of your reading, there is a lot of luck and reward that is coming in for you guys from November 11th through December 12th, right before Jupiter moves into Capricorn. There is this beautiful return of positive energy, of good karma, of reward, of blessing. And you see the sun and the moon, the energies are very balanced. And the crown there, you've graduated, you've elevated, you've cleared so much karma. Oh my goodness. And you know, when Jupiter moves into Capricorn, those who have done their work and walked the path, they're going to receive a lot of positive energy. Those that have you know, been neglectful of their own energy and their needs and their life journey, and maybe being manipulative, taking advantage of others, not working through their life lessons, all of that type of energy, they're going to receive a big surge of heavy karma where I don't want to say it's like negative and bad, but what it is like, you know, you're not learning, so it stacks up, and then boom, you know, here's Jupiter moving into Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the great teacher, the lesson, the, you know, ruler of karma. And just before that happens, just before Jupiter slips into Capricorn, you guys are receiving a big reward. And because of that, I feel like Jupiter moving through Capricorn is a much smoother ride for you guys, okay, than it is going to be for maybe some others. But things are looking good for you guys. It's like turning around, heavy energy becoming a thing of the past. At least, you know, for a while through 2020, you know, trouble is always somewhere to be found, right? All right, I'm going to pull some tarot cards to dig a bit deeper in this energy. And yes, these look as big as oracle cards, but they are not. They are tarot cards. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups, which is labeled pleasure. 10 of Swords, ruin. 9 of Cups, happiness. Okay, now we have the Knight of Discs, which would be the Knight of Pentacles. The Eight of Wands, swiftness, and this is going to be the clarifier for the Six of Cups. Now we have the Princess of Discs, so this is more Pentacle energy coming out under this Ten of Swords. Ooh, now you got the Prince, the Prince of Discs. So you guys have the Knight, the Prince, and the Princess. The only thing that's missing is the Queen. So, wow, and this is coming out under the happiness. And, excuse me, even though this is like the Taurus full moon reading, I'm really feeling a lot of Taurus energy outside of that. I wasn't going to say that just because, hello, it's the Taurus full moon, but because we have so many court cards that are earth energy, which could represent Taurus. If you're a Taurus and this is the door that you were attracted to, very, very strong message here for you. If you're a Taurus sun or a Taurus moon, absolutely 100%. Could be Taurus rising as well. However, you know, with the sun and moon there, I really feel inclined that, you know, those of you who are Taurus suns or Taurus moons, this is a very special message for you guys. It's a message for everybody, regardless of your sign. But if, you know, you are a Taurus sun or moon, I just feel like this is going to get you in a different way. All right, lastly, we have the Prince of Cups, water energy. So within this spread of the tarot cards, we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 different court cards. So this, you know, turns me back to the relationships, the soulmates that we were picking up on earlier. Now, you know, Six of Cups, that is always attached to the past, soulmates, sweetness, all of that. And now we have the Eight of Wands coming through with this. So I have to say, there is a few things that could be happening for you just because this is a general reading. A lot of things that have plagued you, have hurt you, have haunted you about different connections in your life that you've experienced through this, you know, Taurus full moon and 11/11 portal. It's like you're being healed and purified of all of that because you've cleared karma, which allows you to expand, evolve, and grow. And in that space, you align to different energies, different relationships and connections. And I do feel like these soulmate connections coming in for you guys. So some of you, this is talking about a deep healing to those energies, those wounds that you've suffered with. For others of you, this absolutely can mean that you are aligning with different people that have kind of fallen out of your life, different people of the past, and it, you know, may have been a really heavy situation with the Ten of Swords coming through, but you are aligning, and it's because you both have evolved and grown and changed, and you know, you have a chance for another connection, a different type of connection than you had in the past. And it could be friend, family, ex-romance, you know, you name it. It's all about your connections. And lastly, for some of you, and this feels like the lesser message, maybe more so for those of you who are very spiritual or identify as a starseed, this is talking about those connections, those soul connections of your soul tribe, people you have not met in this lifetime yet, but you have previous lifetimes with, or you come from the same, you know, energy, frequency of energy. And I don't know how to explain it better than that. I'm so sorry. But these are like your soulmates, and they're going to start coming in, especially through 2020. You've done a lot of work of growing and developing yourself, especially at a spiritual level, okay? So right there, definitely soulmates, connections coming in or coming back into your life, all right? And Ten of Swords says it all, the karmic energy, the karmic contracts that you've worked through and resolved. Now it's time for new energy, new types of relating and connecting with people. And Nine of Cups, it's like wishes fulfilled. That's that Jupiter energy where you're being blessed and you feel very happy and satisfied. And, you know, like things are finally working out for me. Things are finally going in my favor. Like that is what you're feeling. That is what you are thinking. All about connections for you guys for sure. Especially, you know, those karmic connections that you are finally being resolved from and growing and blooming into a whole different version of yourself. So let's pull one final card here. Look at that. Mars again, your physical energy, drive, strength, and fighting spirit. Big time activation, upgrade, balancing to your solar plexus chakra, the divine masculine within you, or if you have struggled with relationships, you know, with masculine energies in your life, and you felt oppressed and just, you know, very disempowered, that's all shifting and changing. Like, you've worked through that energy, you've grown, and you've become so strong and wise, and that's like a thing of the past. So the Mars energy, very strong in your guys' reading. And karma is resolved. It is time to assert yourself, put your boundaries out there, and have really strong, passionate, fiery connections. And that doesn't have to just be romance. This, to me, that Mars energy is like where you're connecting at the soul, like those type of connections where it's real, it's raw, it's true. Whether you have something good or bad to say, you can say it because there's mutual respect and honor, and you know, like, that person isn't coming from a bad place if they're expressing to you. They know if you're not coming from a bad place if you're expressing to them. All right, so major transformation, healing, and empowerment to that solar plexus chakra, and a lot of karma has been resolved. So those are your messages with this Taurus full moon and 11/11 portal. I'm wishing you all the best. Take care. Hello there. So for those of you guys who were attracted to the second card and felt like that was your path forward, let's go ahead and take a look and see what it is. Ooh, you've got the Tree of Souls, collective wisdom, kinship group, library. Now, this card actually came out in Pisces weekly read. So the weekly read as well as the 11/11 portal reading that I did are connected to this reading. So if you are a Pisces, a sun or moon, and you were attracted to the second card, very, very special messages coming through in this reading for you guys. You don't have to be a Pisces, okay? I'm just saying I see the confirmation from Spirit for those of you who are Pisces, sun, moon, or rising. Now, for all of you, this is about, you know, your Akashic record as well as your spiritual team. So that's your spirit guides, that's the angels, your passed on loved ones all around you. And through this 11/11 portal, there's like this expansion to your intuition, and opening of your crown chakra. Some of you being very activated, like the light switch turning on to spiritual gifts you never knew you had. Okay, you are receiving a lot of guidance from the non-physical realm from November 11th through December 11th, because for you guys that were attracted to this second card, this feels deeply spiritual, what's happening for you guys, the way you're experiencing this Taurus full moon energy and the 11/11 portal. Ooh, it's just like growth of the soul, turning into a completely different shape, different form, and you're Akashic. So you know, we're in the Mercury retrograde right now as well. That ends on the 20th of November. But it could be, oh yeah, because in my 11/11 portal, the main message is the soul fragments of yourself returning to you, all the pieces of yourself that you feel that you have lost along your journey through your life lessons. You know, could be over the last year, last 5 years, last 10 years, different for all of you. All of that energy returning to you, as well as blessings and knowledge and wisdom that you've gained from previous lives. So this is a very powerful time for those of you who were attracted to this second card. And there's going to be a big change in your relationships, in your connections, in your life. It's going to become much more spiritually based, and it's not about like power, you know, like a power struggle between two people, somebody being dominant, somebody being submissive. It is like, that's just out the window. It doesn't even factor. This is like soul, and in that space there is such honor and respect. The boundaries are just there. It's the unspoken you know, understanding between two souls. And that's what you are going to start experiencing. That's what you are expanding into right now. And this is going to play out all through 2020 for you guys. So let's pull a card here to, aside from these relationships and connections, let's see what else, what other area of your life is really being affected and impacted here. Ooh, yeah. I mean, how perfect is that? The first house, what people see and the impression you give. The first house is ruled by Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. So here's that Mars connection coming in quite strong for you guys. But this is about all of those pieces of you returning. And so in that, through that return, you are growing and expanding into a different version, a different shape. Boom, there's your confirmation right there that that is what is happening. That is what is taking place for you guys. And more than that, feeling very solidly grounded, rooted in yourself, in your journey, on your path, and where you're headed. Whereas in the past, you may have felt a bit insecure, unsure, unmotivated. All of that is changing because so much is returning to you, and you are becoming somebody else, a brand new version of you, with this 1111 portal and Taurus full moon energy. Whew. Let's pull some cards to see planetary influences or just other factors involved. So we have Mars in Aquarius. Detachment. That, and look at, that is card 11. The 1111 portal, right? This is the first house, so that's a 1. I love it. This is the detachment of the old version of you, and some like connections and relationships definitely falling away out of your existence. And you know, the relationships and connections that you're going to have, you know, moving forward going into 2020, it has to be at the soul. It's, you detach from anything that is not in that place of I don't want to say connection. Oh, I'm struggling here. You're willing to let go of anything that you have to struggle at, you have to chase, you have to beg, you have to constantly walk on eggshells, please. Like, you're not interested in any of that anymore. You're detaching from that energy. Next, we have Jupiter in Libra, and this is negotiation. So Jupiter is actually getting ready to move into Capricorn. It's currently in Sagittarius with negotiation here. That to me is really talking about, you know, once you have established yourself and you are detaching, you have the Mars energy here, the Mars energy here, and the Mars energy there. That is big time personal empowerment, strength and courage, just like a leader type of energy. This right here is talking about the balance. You see the moon and the sun and her hands in between. Jupiter is very positive energy. It's a spiritual energy. It blesses you. It's higher learning. It's higher spirituality, higher understanding. Okay, that's coming in for you guys. And being in the sign of Libra, that's balanced energy. Libra rules the 7th house, which is about the relationships, also balancing of karma, balancing of energies. So for you guys, this is a very positive boost coming your way when it comes to your relationships and connections, that Libra energy where it's that balance, that mutual respect and honor. Jupiter blessing you, blessing your soulmate connections that you align to or deeply solidify in this new version of yourself, and completely detaching away from anything and any person that just doesn't get you, doesn't understand you, and not even wanting to explain yourself anymore. Okay, you're just like, nope, I am what I am, and you take it or leave it. Okay, you want to fight with me about me? Nope, bye, see you later. You go be you, I'll be me, we'll both be happy in separate places. But yeah, positive relationships are a big focus for you guys that have been attracted to this second card, because and the reason why the relationships are changing is because you've really changed, and I see that there with the first house. So let's pull some tarot cards and dig deeper. And yes, these look like the size of an oracle deck, but they are not. They are actually tarot cards. We have the Two of Wands. So this is Dominion. This goes back to that Mars energy. But, you know, with the two there, where it's balanced, it's equal between you and a friend, you and family member, you and romance. Yay, and you got the Sun. That is beautiful, beautiful healing energy, so positive. Next is the Empress. That's another positive energy coming through. Now we have the Three of Discs, which would be the Three of Pentacles. And that's that Taurus full moon energy solidifying, anchoring down these 1111 new energies, new vibrations and frequencies into your reality, into your life. Now we have the Five of Wands coming out to clarify this Two of Wands. Next is the Princess of Wands under the Sun. Now we have the Queen of Discs, Queen of Pentacles under the Empress. Oh, that is so nice. So nicely paired. And now the Hanged Man under this Three of Pentacles. So you guys have 3 major arcana and 2 court cards. So these are the relationships, the people in your life. Could be a fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or you could be one of those signs, and that's just spirit giving you confirmation this is the right reading for you. But definitely 2 connections coming through very strongly in what we've already picked up here. And if this is like a new person coming in, or this is a returning person, the energy is balanced. And you know, if at any point it becomes unbalanced, you will feel it deeply inside. You'll feel an internal conflict that you just can't shake, and you won't want to feed the fire. You will have a desire to bring restoration to that balance once more. So, you know, in the past, it may be where you had a lot of connections that you argued, you had fights, you had disagreements, you know, the friction was part of the connection, and now it's like the opposite is becoming true for you, where there's too much friction, you're inclined to pull away and disconnect, or it's like you seek the solution rather than wanting to feed the flames. Even if, you know, somebody's coming at you, it's you don't want to participate in that. Like, you want to find the solution, or you just want to walk away. You're all through 2020, you are going to just be coming from a place of your soul. I mean, the sun is right there, okay? It's like from your soul. And that's the way you want to experience life and people and relationships and just every single thing. It has to be felt at the soul, or you feel shortchanged or not satisfied. You know, it's just, that's where you are, and you deserve this because, you know, being the first house, you have done a lot of work spiritually, all right? And the length of time that you've been on that journey, different for each of you. This is a general reading, but you are starting a brand new cycle, and it's big, okay? Because first house is that Mars energy, that Aries energy. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and you have the Princess of Wands here. You know, that's younger, newer energy, and it's fire energy. Aries is fire energy, and then like all the Mars going on. So you have completed a major cycle in your life, and you are done with that, and now you are transforming into the new version of yourself. And in that space, certain relationships fall away, new relationships come in, you could reconnect, or some of your current situations and relationships become very, very strong. It's just, it has to feel right and vibe with your soul, or you walk away from it. All right. Relationships was definitely brought up in the main reading. It was very strong and predominant in the first card. It's also coming through quite strongly in your guys' reading as well. Many of you have been blocked from really strong, stable, healthy relationships for quite some time through this Hanged Man. But again, you were working on some serious growth of the soul, and you have done it, you've achieved it, and it's time to expand. And the way that you react and handle things in the future to come is going to be much different than the way you reacted and handled things in the past. The Empress is card number 3, and then you have the 3 of Discs right there. Threes is a magical number to me. Things come in threes. You should do things in threes, and you got that 3 coming in right here. So this to me is, there's definitely 3 significant relationships. 2 maybe highlighted before we wrap up 2019, but definitely a new one coming in 2020 that's going to be very significant. Also, through this change and transformation, this new cycle, this new beginning, new version of yourself, there's much more abundance coming into your experience, your reality. A lot of blessing coming from Jupiter, positive karma return, because you have been on a very long journey. And remember, you have a lot of spiritual energy around you. The angels, past on loved ones, spirit guides, speaking to you. Pay attention to all signs and synchronicities. If something doesn't honor you, it's not worth your experience. You don't need those lessons anymore. You are coming into a place of such empowerment, and the divine masculine within being balanced, healed, activated, expanded. Same thing with the divine feminine, the sacral chakra within, through the Empress, your creativity, your empathy, your passion, your sexuality, your nurturing ability, all of that also being healed, balanced, activated, and expanded. So you are going to be a much different person in 2020. Very balanced, very even keel, not interested in friction and fighting and going against the grain and convincing anybody of your way is the right way. It's like, no, I just want to flow. I want to be in harmony. I want to be in peace. And you are experiencing so much from your soul. Wow, I can't get past that. 2020 is going to be a very big year for you guys. So let's pull another card here and just gain a little bit more insight. Vesta, the goddess within, your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. So the goddess within, that's the divine feminine energy, your sacral chakra. It's just, there you go, the final confirmation of that. Also, you're going to be existing in a different vibration in 2020, and it all starts now with this Taurus full moon and 11/11 activation. So those are your messages for those of you who are attracted to card 2. I am wishing you lots of love and light. Take care. Hello there. So those of you that felt drawn to and attracted to the 3rd card as your path forward, let's take a look. Okay, so we have the Isle of Wonders, Revelations, Teaching, Discovery. Ooh, so a lot of insights are coming into play for you guys that were attracted to this 3rd card. And, predominantly so far, we're just going to look at the cards that have come out, which is about your relationships and personal empowerment. So between November 11th and December 11th, you're coming into a lot of realization. Dots are connecting. Everything's making sense. The dam is breaking. The water is flowing. And you're like, oh my gosh, I get it. And with that teaching, much like the 1st and 2nd reading, I feel you guys have been working on a lot of soul growth, which has been maturing you in an emotional way. And for most of you, it's been coming through a lot of different relationships, which means we've been experiencing a lot of heavy relationships in our lives. So let's pull a card here to go a bit deeper than just the relationships, or if maybe that's all this Taurus full moon and 1111 activation portal is about for you. But let's see, which other area of your life is this deeply impacting? Wow, love it. Love it. This is the second house, which is ruled by Taurus. So we're talking about the Taurus full moon, right? Your assets, finances, and the things that you value. The things that you value also meaning yourself. So those of you that were attracted to this third reading, I'm actually getting a couple of different things. Some of you, if you were like, should I go with the second or the third? The second or the third? And you went with the third, you know what? Also watch the second, because I feel like both are speaking to you. Okay. Now for others of you, I feel that this is not only is there revelations and understanding coming into play with relationships and why different things have happened, you're also receiving a boost to your financial sector of your zodiac house. Okay. And you know, this is beginning now through this portal and this Taurus full moon, but this is also, you know, impacting 2020. A lot of this is going to play out in 2020 as well, because, you know, you're receiving new frequencies of energy with this 1111 portal, and that Taurus full moon is anchoring them down, making it manifest for you. So this Taurus full moon, very powerful and strong for you guys. Something is manifesting here, which is going to impact your finances, your career, your assets in a very positive way. Also, I see you respecting and honoring yourself much more than maybe you have in the past, and not willing to you know, give in or be a pushover for people that you care about. You're really asserting yourself and demanding the same type of love and energy and respect that you give. It's like, you better give that back to me, or I'm just not even meeting you halfway. Very empowered in yourself, and nice changes to the career or finance area of your life. Love to see that. So let's pull some more cards to look at other planetary influences or just other factors involved in all of this energy. Ooh. Okay, well, actually, we're going to go with these two, because I was going to pull two. I feel like and you know what? Because he's upside down, we will also go with him. Okay, so he's like a little bonus that I feel we look at the very, very end. Okay, so the two influences or factors, oh my goodness, look at this. We have Mars in Taurus. Mars in Taurus. We have Mars that has come out right here. Okay, we have this full moon in Taurus. So to me, changes to that first house, which is the way you see it, because Aries rules the first house. Aries is ruled by Mars, so that's why I'm talking about first house here. Changes to yourself, the way that you see yourself, as these revelations, you know, just start popping off in your mind, like things just making sense. It changes you, and in that space you are having a different love and honor and respect for yourself. So you are asserting yourself. You're not putting up with anybody's crap. Okay, so first house energy, big time changes and transformations taking place inside of you. Big time changes and transformations taking place in that second house, which is career, finance, assets, as well as big time changes taking place in the seventh house energy, which is about relationships and connections. And our other energy is Mars in Scorpio, revenge. Well, right now the sun is in Scorpio. We're in Scorpio season, and you know, where in the past, you know, you may have been inclined to retaliate, to react, you know, to lower yourself to somebody's level, like, oh, if you're going to verbally attack me, I'm going to defend myself and verbally attack you right back. you're moving out of that type of energy. You're not interested in hurting anybody back. And nobody, in the heat of the moment, it's not like anybody consciously is thinking, oh, I want to hurt you back. It's just the heat of the moment. We're reacting, things are said, right? Just everything you've been through and the changes that are taking place inside of you because of this 1111 portal paired with this Taurus full moon. You're no longer going to react or be triggered like you have been in the past. A lot of emotional maturity is taking place inside of you. Not to say you were emotional immature before, but you're expanding into like a new realm, like you're discovering. You've been learning a lot. You've grown a lot through your experiences. And now, because of what you've achieved in that space, you're going to react and respond much differently to, different stimulation, whereas in the past, maybe not so much. It's just a confirmation of the soul growth that you've achieved this year. And it could go back further, but the Mars energy is so strong in your reading. Personal empowerment, really becoming strong. I could see you growing big in your career, an idea, a dream. It's like the world is at your fingertips. There's a lot of magic to this third reading. And I love, that three main areas of your life came through, because threes are magical numbers to me. So first house, second house, seventh house, yourself, your assets, finance, career, and your relationships. Major overhaul to those areas of your life with this Taurus full moon and 1111 portal. Just the way the energy is going to infuse into your beingness. It's powerful stuff for you guys. So let's pull some tarot now and dig a bit deeper. And anybody that tries to bully you or oppress you or push you in a corner, you're not going to lower yourself, but you're definitely going to stand up for yourself and handle it like a boss, like with class. And you're really going to be able to put somebody in their place, without ever saying a mean thing to them. That's just where you're at. Four of Swords. So we have a truce coming in. The Hierophant. This is the card that would represent Taurus in the tarot. So Aries and Taurus energy so strong for you guys. First and second house. Next we have the Eight of Cups. So walking away, moving on to bigger and better things. And also, this is talking about being on a journey, a spiritual journey, growing emotionally, big time, right there with the Eight of Cups. Yay! Here's the new beginning, the new version of you with the Ace of Cups. Also, new connections with this seventh house energy. So new friendships, maybe new romance for some of you. We also have this energy of a truce where some of you are going to mend and call a truce, bury the hatchet with some strained relationships in your life. We have the Knight of Wands coming out under this truce. So for many of you, this will involve a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. If not, this could just talk about how much better you both will feel clearing the air, and you may be inclined to mend bridges or to smooth things over, or they may reach out to you. It just depends on your different, circumstances and situations. Now we have the Prince of Swords. So you guys have two court cards coming out. That's going back to the relationships and connections. We have the Ten of Swords coming through, walking away from really heavy energy, and you've learned so much. So also with this coming out, I know those of you attracted to this third reading, you've resolved a lot of karmic energy over this last year, some of you over this last decade. And last out is the Eight of Wands, swiftness. So this is positive energy coming in under this Eight of Cups. So in these three different areas of your life, here is like your reward, the return of your energy, of your efforts. And this is all at a soul level. So you can't really measure your physical contributions and energies and efforts. It's like what's been going on internally, what you've been working through, what you've been growing through. And now you've reached this place, this point. You've cleared karma. You've learned your lessons. Epiphanies going off, dots connecting, and you have this very beautiful return of energy coming into your first house, your second house, and your seventh house of your zodiac wheel. And blessed, all right? I highly recommend you look at your personal natal chart. You know, I'm just speaking very generalized, what the first, second, and seventh house are about. Look at, you know, which signs occupy those houses for you personally. Where is your sun? Is your sun in the first, second, or seventh house of your natal chart? If so, very meaningful reading for you coming through, you know, all these cards. It's just look at your personal natal chart and see how, you know, that matches up with everything coming out here. Very strong Mars energy, Aries energy, Taurus energy, and Scorpio energy for you guys. So, Scorpio is 8th house energy, and we're in Scorpio season. You are transforming. You are shedding the past, old energies. You've learned your lessons. You're walking away from some things. You're walking into new beginning, into new connections. For some of you, there is, you know, some healing of some troubled relationships and connections with this truce and this Knight of Wands. That is happening. But for many of you, we're leaving a heavy past behind. We've cleared our karma. We've learned our lessons. And now there's a beautiful new beginning that you are stepping through with this 1111 portal. It's like you're stepping into a whole new reality, a whole new universe, and it's filled with a lot of happiness. So I feel 2020 is going to be a good year for you, and very solid relationships and connections, good changes to your career and finances, and you just feeling good and comfortable in who you are. Let's pull another card. Okay, you guys got Vesta, and like I said, those of you who felt a toss-up between the second or third card and you went with the third, or maybe you went with the second and you're like, I've got to watch the third. Here's another confirmation. This card also came out in the second reading. Vesta, the goddess within, your sacred spiritual center and quiet. Did I say? Yeah, the goddess within, your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. So you have all this Mars energy, this empowerment and expansion and activation to your solar plexus chakra, making you feel very strong and empowered within self. But this is also, you know, an activation and healing and energy coming in to your divine feminine energy, the goddess within, that sacral chakra. That's your empathy center, your passion, your creativity, your nurturing, your sexuality, and boom, right there, activation to that part of you as well. So it's a very balanced energy between the divine feminine and divine masculine's energies within you, and we're walking away from a lot of heavy energy of the past into brand new beginnings for first, second, and seventh house energy. All right, let's see what our little bonus card was. Yay! We have Jupiter in Aquarius. Innovation. Jupiter is positive energy. It blesses you. And, you know, you see the four, I don't know what those are called, or I should say I don't know how to pronounce them. You see the four right here, okay, and this is card 11 portal. And so we are aware of 3 different areas of your life: first house, second house, seventh house, but there's a fourth coming through, and Spirit's keeping that a mystery and kind of a secret. So no, you are having improvements, activation, and change to first house, second house, seventh house as well. Ooh, you know what? Maybe it's the 11th house. The house of friendships, of your social status, of wishes coming true, all right? Because that is Aquarius energy. Aquarius rules that 11th house. but you're having a lot of magic and luck, okay? Just first house, second house, seventh house, and I'm going to say 11th house, but maybe a surprise coming through, and it'll be a different area of your life, but ultimately very positive for you guys that were attracted to this third spread. 3 areas of your life really changing, shifting, but for the positive in such big, happy ways. And you are so empowered, and you're just a different person. 2020 is going to be a different year for you, and I do see healing with a fire sign or potential earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So those are your messages. I'm wishing you all the best. Take care.